Hey guys, what's up? This is Hex, and today I wanted to talk about why I prefer buying physical games over digital ones. Now, this is going to cover the console side of things, and I also want to make this abundantly clear that this is not a video slamming people that buy only digital. I mean, I get it because there are times that you just simply do not have room in your home or your apartment, and sometimes you have you have kids, and you know how kids are. Sometimes they might tear up something or they might put their fingerprints on it. You know how kids are. So I get that. So this is not going to be a video slamming people that buy digital. I'm just explaining why I myself prefer to buy physical. And for me, at least, there are a variety of reasons why I prefer, the physical media. And number one is the price point. That I feel that for me at least, you get more bang for your buck. Because if you take a look at, let's say, a new Call of Duty game comes out, at $60 uh, for the plus tax for the physical version, and if you go to the PlayStation or Xbox store, it's like $60 plus tax. And I mean, I can understand why Microsoft and Sony do this because when you cut out the cost of cases and the cost of making the covers, you're going to be making a lot more money. But at the same time, I feel like if it's just a game, you know, they could at least shear off some of the price, like $10, $20, something like that. You know, that way maybe people might have a bit more of incentive. But I feel if it's just $60 anyway, for me, why not just go ahead and buy the physical version of it? Um, it just seems more complete, especially when it comes to like collector's editions, because nothing pisses me off more than when you get a collector's edition and you open up the case and it's like, oh, it's a digital code. I'd rather, not all the special editions do this, but it seems to me if I'm paying money for a special edition, I would rather have the physical disc with it. Now, another reason that I like physical is just that I feel like there's more ownership. I mean, you can get a little bit of a sense of ownership with digital if you download on your hard drive, but to me, it's much more prevalent if you're actually holding that game in your hand, especially when it comes to like older games when where I can look at the artwork, where I can look at the instruction manual, which oftentimes has like alternate artwork, has like a backstory, even like detailed descriptions of like the characters and maybe some of their motivations, and that's just something I feel that you can't really get from physical from physical media or from excuse me from digital media. Um, and this leads on to my final reason, and that's preservation. Um, Physical games are just so much easier to preserve, even though there's a chance of disc rot, and I have seen it. It does exist. I did actually have this on an audio CD one time, so it is real. Uh, but is it majorly common? I don't think so. I think it's very rare occurrences, but it's still there. Um, but still, as far as like history goes, it's just easier to show generations, you know, that say, hey, this is a game that I used to play, and just show them that. That way, it's easier for them to get you know, to see what you're talking about. And also, going so far as to preserve it for like museums. Like if you take a look at the Immortal John Hancock, in case you don't know, is a very well known gamer collector, and who's planning on eventually turning his collection into a museum, which I find to be very admirable. And I've seen you know gaming museums before, and displays, and it's just so much better when you have the physical product in front of you, like especially like consoles and and the memorabilia and all this stuff. It's just so much better when you actually see the games as well. It's just something that you really can't do with physical. And I also feel also that with with digital, you never know what's going to happen with that game because sometimes there might be legal reasons uh, that they might pull from the store. If you take a look at like PT, for example, which was the trailer for the Silent Hills game that was in development at the time that Konami uh, had going on. And of course, when the whole thing with them and Kojima fell through, and the game just went kaput, uh, Konami pulled the game from the store. So unless you actually had that on your hard drive at the time, you're just basically screwed. Because I'm sure it pissed off a lot of people who deleted the game off of their hard drives to make room for other games, going, well, I'll just go to the store later on and get that. Well, guess what? When Konami pulled it out, you can't get that anymore. You know, like I said, unless you had it on a hard drive or knew somebody else that had it, you were pretty much stuck in that situation and couldn't really do it. Couldn't really get the demo. But that's all I wanted to talk to you guys for today. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and please subscribe if you haven't done so already. And where are you at? Where are you guys at? Do you like the physical more than digital, or vice versa? Just tell me in the comments. Which ones that you prefer. And give give your arguments about why you personally prefer which medium to go with. And I hope to talk to you guys real soon. Take care.